Because at least it was funny.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Otherwise, it'd be a lot worse.
Yeah.
The next one wasn't actually a wrestling match, but it was at WrestleMania 2. We have 2 WrestleMania 2 matches. Mr. T versus Roddy Piper, one of the main events at WrestleMania 2 in a boxing match. And it ended in Piper getting DQ'd.
I have one thing. I have 1 point. I have 1 point. Susan St. James.
Uh-oh.
That's it. That's all she says. That's all she says. It's so bad.
She's the worst color commentator I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
Vince doing play-by-play was fine.
So, and I'm gonna answer your question, Lux, because because you're asking who this is. She was
you. She met you. She's never seen you physically before.
Oh, hi, I'm Dan.
That's Dan.
Yeah,
this is Dan. You've never seen him physically, but he's been a voice before.
I'm usually not on camera, but tonight, why not? Oh, you're asking about who Susan St. James is.
Susan St. James?
I believe
Dan, go into that.
I believe she was an actress.
I think she was.
I think she was an actress or like a TV presenter or something.
This is WrestleMania 2, so this is like late 80s.
So she was an actress. What was she in? Let's see. Go to movies and TV. Oh,
I'll just go with her IMDb here.
Yeah. So she was an
actress and an activist, basically. Known for she's known for the sitcom McMillan Wife in the 70s.
All right, yes. I know, yes.
So she, at the time, she would have been a big name to bring on because it was 1980 what? 1980 what?
6? 1986. So she was an actress who, as Mike said, was on McMillan and Wife, but she knew nothing about wrestling.
It was very apparent.
Very apparent that she knew absolutely fuck all about wrestling.
And Vince McMahon, who's also not very good at commentary to begin with.
He would get more annoying as the years went by.
He wasn't too bad in this. He had to carry her along in this.
But they had... her vocabulary was so limited. Mike, I'm going to let you do that again. What was her vocabulary like?
Oh no. Not like that. Oh. That's all she did. It was like she was having the shittiest sex in the world.
It literally sounds like you were getting... No, I can't even say
It was
that.
it's like British sex.
Yeah. I used to live in England, so I know.
She's a sniper wolf at wrestling. The thing is, not really, because she wasn't like there for her appeal either. Because she was wearing like a proper lady's dress. She wasn't like showing off anything. She was just she was just there because she was a celebrity that was big in the 80s. That's all she was there for, because they also had an early Ozzy Osbourne in a big pink suit with the Bulldogs.
They also had Elvira doing commentary with...
Who was actually a lot better. She was hilarious.
She was actually alright, yeah. She actually knew...
I meant with the non-reaction... Oh, yeah. That is kind of like Sniper Wolf. There's like a lady on... when she does Call of Duty, all she wears is like sometimes her cleavage or whatever, and that's basically how she does her videos. It's like, oh, and she also like does like the random like, you know, like the clickbaity kind of like weird thumbnails you see for like kids videos and stuff like that. That's what she does. That's what her thing is. So Susan St. James would have been like close to that kind of thing.
Oh my god, no. No.
She's psycho. Yeah, Sniper Wolf actually is a little psycho.
But,
she denies her porn past didn't exist, even though the videos are there.
This is my biggest sticking point with this whole match is Susan St. James.
Not the fact that it was a boxing match at WrestleMania.
You can see...
There was actual heat there at least,
There was a bit of heat there. Roddy Piper at least actually has boxing background, and he carried this match.
Yeah, because this match is Mr. T versus Roddy Piper. Mr. T, another famous 80s actor.
Here's the thing. Mr. T couldn't choreograph a boxing match to save his ass.
And he played a boxer.
And he played Clubber Lang in Rocky 3.
Like, not long after this.
Before this.
Yeah, like, not long...
So he should have the knowledge.
Yeah.
He should know how to...
He didn't even know how to stand. He was just kind of like this with his hands down. He didn't know how to stand.
He didn't know how to stand. He didn't know how to do the footwork. He didn't know any of this. And he played Clubber Lang.
And Piper did a lot of that work.
Piper's footwork was on point. Piper's stance was on point.
And I'm convinced he just gave up. He's like, fuck this, and just quit.
It was, oh my god.
Because it wasn't it by like a suplex, so that was it?
Yeah, no, he was a body slam.
It was a body slam. Body slam.
It goes, what, like 4 rounds, I think? 4, maybe 5 rounds. And by the time you reach round 3, Piper's still good to go because he's an athlete and could wrestle a half an hour long match.
Mr. T was just a very swollen actor.
Yeah. Who was famous for the A-Team and playing Clubber Lang. That was it.
That's his thing.
That's his whole thing.
That's literally his whole thing.
But by the time you reach round 3, he's exhausted. He's dead. He's gone.
Piper's good to go.
Piper could wrestle a half an hour long match in his sleep. Easily.
I'm a world record holder or whatever. I don't know most of it.
World record belt holder.
Yeah.
Oh. Well.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway. But
well,
Piper could wrestle a 30-minute match in his sleep.
He could.
And
especially in the 80s.
In the 80s, oh yeah. This was him in his prime. But by the time you reach round 3, Mr. T's gone. He's exhausted. He's gassed.
Yeah.
And so you don't even get a definitive finish here.
No.
Nothing. None of that.
And they never really talked about it again.
Not really.
Other than
they never revisited this feud. Now, it is worth going into the Mr. T gets the win by because Roddy Piper got himself disqualified after body slamming Mr. T in a boxing match.
And the trope at WrestleMania is that celebrities don't lose.
Right, yeah, you can't have the celebrity lose. But Piper doesn't want to lose clean.
Like there's a certain celebrity it's not actually going to be in the worst list ever, but there's a certain celebrity that has an undefeated streak at WrestleMania. It's Snooki.
She's 1-0.
She won the match.
Mr. T's 2-0.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor's 1-0.
I think the only one that lost that was a celebrity was Zeus. Because it was Hulk Hogan involved.
Yeah, you don't lose. You
don't beat Hulk Hogan.
In the 80s, Hulk Hogan. Yeah. You don't beat 80s Hulk Hogan.
I think that's one of the only ones, though.
When did Hulk Hogan in the 80s ever lose? After he became champion in 84, when did he ever lose clean?
Yeah, exactly. Even WCW was all bullshit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which we'll get to one of those.
The only clean loss I ever remember him having in WCW was against Lex Luger on Nitro.
Hey, we'll get to one of the match. Maybe the other one was clean later.
But he won that match.
He won the match. It's true.
Which we'll get to that in a minute. But it is worth going into the aftermath of this Piper and Mr. T match for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
One, you get the absolute belter of a promo that Roddy Piper cuts after this.
Oh, yeah.
Which I will not repeat what is said because it is very offensive but
it's of the time.
It's very much a product of its time, but if you're one of the people that are
it's on the network, you can find it.
It is on the net. I believe they didn't. I don't think they cut it from the network.
I don't think they did.
But you can easily find it online if you don't have the network too. Just search up Roddy Piper's WrestleMania 2 promo. It's pretty funny. But on a couple of levels. But then Piper went away for a while, and it was thought that he was going to retire, but he didn't.
Hey, Gwen.
But he didn't, and he came back, and he was a super, super babyface.
Because he got DQ'd against Mr. T.
Yeah, he came back as a super babyface, and he was never heel again. Oh, yes, he was in WWE for a little bit. He wasn't heel again in WWE until 2003.
And he kind of was heelish in WCW, even though that feud was bullshit. And kind of
the one with Hogan?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because it was hard to know, because, was he playing heel? Because they both kind of weren't the face, and they both kind of weren't the heel. It was weird.
Age in the Cage. That should be on the list, but I don't know if it is.
At some point, it might be.
But
so, overall, how did you rate that one?
I believe we gave it a 1 star.